What's up? So I finished taking my shower and come fucking out here and go on CNN.com, and I run into a story that further proves the hypocrisy of Christians, particularly the pro-life. First of all, pro-life for the anti-abortion people is the only thing I like about their group, because whoever came up with that name is a fucking genius. I want to know who that person is, and I want them to come help me with any business I might be trying to run or anything like that. Because that is the best fucking name for a group, the most misleading name for a group ever. It's great propaganda. Whoever came up with that is a fucking genius. Pro-life. I mean, if you didn't know anything about it, and you put the term pro-choice and pro-life, what's your instant reaction? Like, oh, pro-life, that sounds good, right? It's great. Anyway, doctor who performed abortions shot to death. Dr. George Tiller, whose Kansas Women's Clinic was the epicenter of the state's battles over abortion for nearly 2 decades, was shot and killed at his church Sunday morning, his family said. Tiller, 67, was fatally shot shortly after 10 a.m. Sunday at Reformation Lutheran Church, Wichita, police said. They took a man into custody, but there's been no charges filed. But, alright, so, abortion doctor shot to death, right? These people are not pro-life. That's why it's such a great term, because it's so misleading. If you were pro-life, you would be anti-murder for any reason. You would be anti-war. You'd be anti-execution. Death penalty. You'd be anti all that shit. But of course they're not. Polls have shown that Christians are most likely to support execution. They're most likely to support the Iraq War. They're most likely to support torture now, it appears, according to the new polls. So, no, these people are not pro-life. They're just trying to trick you. But now, this is my favorite part here. Okay. Operation Rescue, which led numerous demonstrations at Tiller's clinic, the doctor who was killed, condemned the shooting as a cowardly act. Operation Rescue has worked for years through peaceful legal means and through the proper channels to see him brought to justice, the group said in a statement. It offered its prayers for the Tiller's family that they will find comfort and healing that can only be found in Jesus Christ. On a website, Operation Rescue refers to Tiller as a monster who has been able to get away with murder. And Operation Rescue founder Randall Terry, who is no longer affiliated with the group, called Tiller a mass murderer. We grieve for him that he did not have time to properly prepare his soul to face God, Terry said in a written statement. I am more concerned that the Obama administration will use Tiller's killing to intimidate pro-lifers into surrendering our most effective rhetoric and actions. Abortion is still murder, and we still must call abortion by its proper name. Now, listen to this. Listen to this. We grieve for him that he did not have time to properly prepare his soul to face God. In other words, I don't give a fuck that this man was killed. I'm happy that he was killed, is what this guy said. I am more concerned that the Obama administration will use Tiller's killing to intimidate pro-lifers into surrendering our most effective rhetoric and actions. Rhetoric and actions. Rhetoric and actions. Well, the rhetoric would be calling abortion murder. What is the actions? Is the actions going out and shooting old men? Is that the actions, bro? Is that the actions that you don't want to have to surrender? How dare you have to stop lying and stop killing people? Go fuck yourself. You know, it wouldn't bother me so much if these people were just honest about the way they felt. At least I could respect that. If he said, no, I don't give a fuck that this guy died. He's a murderer or whatever, and that's what I feel. I could respect that, you know, because he doesn't have a double standard. But when you're like, oh no, that was bad, but yeah, it's unfortunate he didn't prepare himself, his soul to face God. That's some really dickish shit. And he's too much of a coward to admit that he wanted to see this guy die. These Christians are hypocrites and they're cowards. You know, it's astounding to me. Oh. It's astounding to me. And what is it? If Tiller was slain because of his work, he would be the 4th U.S. physician killed by abortion activists since 1993. Has it helped your movement, assholes? I don't know. Abortion, it's such a retarded debate because I haven't heard logical arguments against it. You know, yeah, if a baby is born and you punch a rod through its head after it's born, that's murder. All right? Fine. I can get behind you on that. But if you have a fetus that doesn't even have a fucking central nervous system yet, it's not alive. It's a parasite. It's a growth. It's not a human being. I'm sorry. Okay? This thing is dead. Or not, well, it's not dead. It's not even alive. So it doesn't really fucking matter. And plus, where is the big, you know, if you don't want people to get abortions, why are you against prophylactics and birth control? Why are you against that? That doesn't make any fucking sense. You know, I agree. It's fucked up when some slut and her stupid whore of a boyfriend go out and get, you know, and they fuck without protection and she gets pregnant and she has to get an abortion. That's unfortunate. Because it's unfortunate that she's so fucking dumb, you know. But why are you against using birth control then? Does this make any sense at all? These people haven't even thought of this. You know what I'm saying? It hasn't even gone through their mind. You know, where's the big anti-abortion group offering to adopt all these children that cannot be taken care of? Where are these people? Jeez, I bet you these people are against, you know, I mean, people use ridiculous examples to test these anti-abortion people, but I think it's a good question. If somebody is raped, do you think that they should have to raise the product of that rape? Are you people that fucked up that you think it's God's will that someone raise the product of rape? But you know what? Having read the Bible, I would say that maybe God would be that fucked up. So maybe it's not a very good question. Would you force people to raise some, you know, there's a lot of severe disabilities and retardations that you can tell a child might have before birth. Would you force someone to raise what is essentially a lump of flesh that cannot do anything for the rest of their life and cost them shit tons of money because it offends you? Fuck you. Fuck you. And I can say this because I'm not being hypocritical about it. I hope you die. And I don't know if you've ever seen abortion protester people, but they are the most obnoxious motherfuckers I've ever seen in my life. And most of the protests they do aren't legal. Because you have the right to assemble peacefully. Alright? Fine. You have the right to assemble peacefully. You do not have the right to harass and assault the people that are going into abortion clinics to do something that is perfectly legal and is none of your fucking business. So go fuck yourself. Christians are hypocritical. They're cowards. And they're dumb. So, alright, let's look at this 30-second cutoff. Starting now.